Okay, go.
Okay, so I did my PowerPoint on endangered species, and I picked a particular one because there's a lot. I picked the Panamanian golden frog. My PowerPoint covers all these things, why they're endangered, why the society should help them, gives background on them, what we can do to slow down endangerment, and plans to keep them alive. That's my name, obviously. Okay, so there's 3 types of ways that a species can become extinct. There's endangered, extirpated, I don't know how to say that for real, and extinction. I'm sure people know what endangered and extinction is, but endangered is when a species is on the verge of extinction, and extinction is when there's no more on the world. But this one is a little different. I actually just found this out when I was writing my essay. Species that have disappeared locally or regionally, but still are surviving in certain areas, or they're only in captivity. The frog that I did mine on is only in captivity. There is no more. I was going to put a picture on here of them, but it's too... It was pretty much 1,000 dead frogs just all over the... It was, yuck. They're rotting. There was... Yuck. It was too gross. I didn't like it. Okay, so as of now, there are 10,796 species on the worldwide endangered animal list. This list is in the United States, and there's a lot of criteria to get on this list. Like, it's really hard to be an endangered species on this list, and that's a big number to be really hard to get on. So that's kind of scary. This list is updated daily, and more species are being added day by day. Since the human population has increased, more species have become extinct due to humans and other things, diseases brought by humans or by animals that humans bring in. Many spectacular animals, such as the mammoth and saber-toothed tiger cats, have been extinct when human populations rose years and years ago. Here's a little cute picture of helping all these endangered cute things. More than 700 vertebrate animals, including about 160 species of birds and 100 mammals, have become extinct since AD. You see that? Okay, on the United States endangered list, this is what I was talking about before, where species need to meet certain requirements to be considered endangered. There are 517 animal species endangered and 745 plant species. And a species is a lot of animals. Like, some people are just like, oh, who cares? Well, that's their whole thing being wiped out. It's not just 1 or 2 dying because they got shot or something. They're all gone. This was as of 2002. The numbers have increased. I showed you that on the last slide, the number that it is presently. Some more cute animals that are probably not going to be around much longer. There are many ways that species can become endangered or extinct. Some of these are natural causes, but the majority of them are humans. We can't help it, I guess. You know? Human causes of extinction are unsustainable hunting, deforestation, introduction to disease, parasites, and other animals, climate change due to pollution, killing them because they hunt the same animals as humans and killing them as trophies, and they're a threat to humans. Sometimes we kill bears because they attacked somebody that's a threat to a human. Sometimes we introduce new species thinking that they're going to take out another one. Like, I got to think of an example here. What? Yeah, a coyote. We would bring in a coyote to kill off some of the major populations of things that they eat, but then coyotes get into stuff or kill other things. And also, mice bring diseases. In some places there aren't a lot of mice, but they were introduced through like boats and all that. I'm sure you guys all know that though. Unsustainable hunting, and actually hunting is a huge issue. I mean, not for deer, there's a lot of them, but for animals that they want as trophies, like, I'd want a saber-toothed tiger. I don't know about you guys, but I'd want one of them heads in my house. So, killing things and then keeping them as trophies has really lessened the population. And climate change due to pollution, that's like polar bears and stuff like that. They can't live because their ice is thawing because of climate change. Some natural causes are introduction to disease from other animals, like the mice that I said. Starvation because of loss of food supply or competition. When other animals are introduced, there's more competition. Maybe they eat the same thing, live in the same area. I'm sure you guys understand how nature works. That's a little bit slow. That's okay. One important species that is on the verge of extinction is the Panamanian golden frog, this little cute guy right here. He's really cute. That's why I picked him. And he's important. Okay, fun facts about this cute little frog. Its scientific name is that. If you can say it, you should probably be some sort of scientist. The size, oh God, what'd I do?
Go. Yeah. There you go.
Where's my thingy thing?
Click.
Okay. Okay, the females are bigger than the males in this species. Kind of cool, I mean, that's nice. They live in rainforests near water. They really like water sources, so they live right on the verge of that. But they don't live there anymore because they don't live in the wild anymore. They live in zoos and other places. They eat insects. I mean, they're little. What else would they eat? Mating occurs during November and December. That's kind of a cool fact, I guess. Lifespan is up to 9 years in captivity and unknown in the wild, probably because they're not in the wild right now, so how can we study them? And we probably didn't care about them until they went extinct, honestly, besides Panamanian people, but you'll find out why they care. Status is critically endangered and extinct in the wild. The golden frog is the most poisonous animal in the world. That's why I thought it was pretty interesting too. Look how little it is.
So maybe that's how they killed them.
Its bright skin warns predators that the frog is very dangerous and should not be eaten. Age of maturity is about 2 years until they're adults. They're really cute.
But don't touch them.
Yeah, don't touch them. No matter how cute they are, do not touch them. This is a little bit about Ag's babies. This little green guy is a baby. I don't know if you can see him there, but you can see him there. He is the cutest. But don't touch him either, because he's like the mom and he's a little bit poisonous. You know? Fails to deposit light-sensitive eggs. That means that if they're exposed to light, they will die. They will not develop. So they lay their eggs in dark crevices under rocks, leaves, whatever, so that they can develop and live. Offspring's 200 to 600 eggs per clutch. That's crazy considering they're extinct and they can lay that many babies. That just means something really bad has happened to them. Young adults are green with dark markings. I'm sure you guys can see this. Matching the color of mosses in their forest so that they don't get killed. They gradually change into the golden color of the mature adults. I don't know if I put this on there, but I probably did. There is one huge predator of them. It's a snake that is not affected by their poison. So, I mean, even though they are really poisonous and scary, they still can be killed. This is the coolest thing I found on these guys. Male Panamanian frogs make a whistling sound and are known to make at least 2 different kinds of calls that are loud enough to carry into the forest from their homes near the water. This is weird. This is an interesting behavior, since the frogs have no eardrums and the rivers which they live by are very, very loud. They detect sounds through their lungs, which is cool, which are located beneath the skin. I'm sure you guys probably know it's like right around here. When them frogs do that big ball thing, that's where it is. Golden frogs also use a form of sign language called semaphore to signal to one another. They wave their hands or raise and move their feet to defend territory, try to attract a mate, or even greet one another. They do wave. I have a video of it. They're so cute. Don't touch them still. Researchers continue to study and learn more about this unique method of communication. It is somewhere in here. No. Go back. Back. How do you go back? Okay, I have a hyperlink in here somewhere. But how do you click on it?
Did you put it on the pictures?
Is that on one of the pictures?
You right click?
Oh, right here. It's right here. It's good. Okay.
In some circumstances, however, calls need reinforcing with gestures.
They're so cute.
The sound of rushing water
That's not cute.
could drown out the calls of a frog. However, here in this stream in Panama, there's a species living alongside that has developed a novel way of dealing with that problem. The rare and wonderful golden frog. It does have a voice, but it's not loud. Individual males set up their territories beside the river and then wait for females to turn up. And since good positions for a territory are not common, they may have to hold them against intruders. And here one comes. Just in case his call is inaudible, he makes his message clear with a wave.
Isn't he cute?
And his rival waves back. He repeats his message so there's no misunderstanding. But rival is not deterred. Well, that makes things perfectly clear. Another arrives. Perhaps, at last, this is a female.
I just kind of wanted to show you the wave here. Obviously this is an old video though because they're in wild. They are no longer around at all in the wild.
No,
And yeah,
it's
they're
a
definitely
male.
doing it. Sorry. We'll stop it there just so you don't have to see anything weird. Okay, but I don't know. Okay, we're good. Okay. So that's pretty cute. They're cute. And they wave. The golden frog is considered an extirpated species and an endangered species because it's only surviving in captivity, but obviously it's becoming extinct, so it's endangered too. Okay. The golden frog is becoming extinct because of human and natural causes. Oh, I want to point out a nice thing though. Although there's a lot of human causes that this has gone extinct, the main reason it's gone is because of natural causes. Human causes, illegal pet trading, when a desired animal, in this case a golden frog, gets captured and sold to someone as a personal pet. Well, you might not want to touch your pet, but that's cool. Being captured and killed as a trophy, like a deer or bear, and deforestation. A lot of people take down rainforests, and that's where they live, so they don't have a home. Natural causes. This disease, I tried to read it to you, but you don't want to hear me do it. So that's the disease that's killing them. This is a microscopic fungus that kills many types of amphibians all around the world. It was only found in certain areas of the world, but it has now traveled to a lot of areas, and this one, which has killed the golden frogs. Both the human causes of endangerment and the natural causes can all be prevented. The disease that kills this frog is a little harder to prevent or take care of, but there is ways. They could keep them in captivity and breed them until the disease is no longer a threat to them in their area and then send them back. But it's still out there, so they can't do that right now. But they do have them in captivity, so at least they're still somewhat surviving. There are reasons why the golden frog should be saved. I know some people are like, oh, it's just an animal, who cares, whatever. But there are reasons why this particular animal should be saved. They're cute. You can see they're wearing gloves, so they're not dying. That'd be kind of scary. Okay, sorry, don't have seizures. Good, we're good. It's Panama's national animal, so not saving this animal would be like not saving the bald eagle. We're trying to save the bald eagle right now, so why wouldn't we help, or at least have Panamanian people help their national animal? Okay, number 2. It has been Panamanians' good luck charm since colonial times. Without this animal, the Panamanian people would be devastated. They really have grown accustomed to having it around. They used to have it in hotels to show a sign that that hotel was good. They used to advertise it everywhere. They can't anymore because it's not there. But the poison of the Panamanian golden frog is sacred to the people of Panama. This frog was, at one point, their number one way of catching food. They would do like they do in movies with the darts on the back of the frog, and then they would shoot. They ate monkeys. They would shoot the monkeys and eat it. So, I mean, without it, their culture, their traditions wouldn't be here. They wouldn't have survived without this frog a long time ago. I don't know if they still do that, but chances are there are some traditional people. You know, some people don't break tradition. These animals, like any other species in the world, deserve the right to live. They are too little to survive on their own, and they need help from the society. They're little tiny frogs. You could probably step on one and not even notice. They're just too little to save themselves. There's no way that they can.
Unless you're barefoot.
Well, then you'll notice because you'll be done. It has good economic value because zoos, wildlife reservations, and Panama will pay a lot of money to keep this animal alive. You don't want to know how much Panama... I've tried to look this up. They have spent an unbelievable amount of money on this frog just to keep people giving money to it to keep it alive so that they can still have it around. So it's good for economy to just keep the animal alive. May possess undiscovered medical or agricultural advances. I know that's kind of weird. There have been efforts to try and stop the extinction of the golden frog, but they're still very endangered. For the medical thing, there's research being done to use their poison as medicine. And that'd be a cool advance if you could do that. I mean, right now it's kind of dangerous, but if they want to do that, cool. I mean, that's cool, I guess. Whatever floats scientists' boat, right? Project Golden Frog. This is one of the things that's trying to save it. Project Golden Frog, obviously, you know, Golden Frog. In 1998, a group of concerned biologists formed Project Golden Frog, aka PGF. Project Golden Frog is an effort made by the United States and Panama institutions to help the project, the Golden Frog. They protect the species by breeding them and holding them in captivity so nothing can kill them. People can obtain more information about this Project Golden Frog by going to their official website. Is there any way you can see what slide you're on? Because I have 2 more videos, but I don't know what slide I'm on. This is what my sticky note is, to say when my videos were, but I think I skipped them.
You can probably go out of the PowerPoint.
Okay, we'll do the videos at the end. I'm not concerned. I'll just tell you what they are. This is our website. I'm not going to go through it. I'm just going to show you that it does exist, and it's very informative. They have pictures and cute little things. It is all about the golden frog. They'll say how they help them. They'll say how you can support them. We don't really need to go over that, but it is there if anybody really cares enough to look at it. If you don't, that's okay, but they need help. Another thing that's trying to stop it is EVAC also is keeping the Golden Frog Project alive, or Golden Frog alive. EVAC stands for I don't know how to say that, El Valle Amphibian Conservation Center, which is located in Panama, whatever that is, Panama. You can see that. It's an amphibian rescue and conservation project. They're not all for golden frog, but they are trying to help it because it's endangered. The long-term goal for the golden frog and EVAC is to create a zoo population that can be released into the wild when if the wild population becomes extinct and if the disease that has killed the species is no longer a threat to them. Like I said previously, that's one way that people can help is they can just keep it in captivity until, thank you for listening, whatever. I wrote that I know we live in a small area, but there's ways that we can help. It says on the website there's a lot of ways that we can help. Even donating money to them for research would help. This is more for the people that live around the area if they do spot one to take it somewhere right away so it doesn't get to the disease. I think I had a picture of the frog on here that had the disease, but I didn't like that either because it's like lumps, like black huge lumps that take over the whole frog's body until it just blows up or dies. It's really gross. It's like a big wart on a cute little frog. Okay, but I have to get out of this. Oh, here's my works cited.
Mm-hmm.
I looked up things, and I did it. Okay, how do you get out of this? End show. Okay, I have one on 15. Okay, I have one here.
You have to go back into the show.
Oh, okay. Here we go. I even know where this one is. Right there. Mm-hmm. I have put them in the perfect place.
Utopia for the Golden Frog is a collaborative bioart project between Evan Kirksey, Grayson Earl, and Mike Gaddafi, in which we salvaged a discarded appliance, a refrigerator, in order to build a safe haven for a dying species, the golden frog of Panama. And you might ask, well, why is it extinct in the wild to begin with? And it's complicated, so I'll be brief. There's another frog from South Africa, Xenopus. Now this frog is immune to a fungus known as chytrid, but is an excellent carrier for that fungus. And because the Western world used Xenopus for pregnancy tests in the mid-20th century, it was shipped around the world carrying the amphibian-killing fungus with it. We've been testing frogs for chytrid and hoping to raise awareness about the plight of infected amphibians. There are some places that are untouched by chytrid, which is why we want to help people to build their own amphibian utopias and start thinking about science and conservationism as something that we can do as citizens.
Oh, I went blank for a second, I got scared. Okay, so that disease really kills a lot of amphibians, and the picture that I was going to show you about the golden frog, I promise you don't want to see it. It's not nice, and That should not be around, but it is. And there are ways to, oh my gosh.
Utopia for the golden
No,
frog.
No, we don't care. And there are ways to prevent it. Like I said, they're putting them in captivity. They're doing things for them. But they also don't live in captivity. A lot of people, like for the zoos, a lot of people can't, they're wild species. They sometimes can't, like probably Lindsay's project was going to tell you, things shouldn't be kept in captivity, especially when they don't belong there. Not every zoo has a rainforest. Frogs can't live there. So I mean, it's hard to keep them in captivity because they don't live long. I mean, and it's not good for them, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say this whole time.
When 300 acres of New York City waterfront is making a comeback, and Goldman Sachs brings together people, capital,
What's that?
Getting ads.
The golden frog of Panama is more than a colorful amphibian. It's part of the small Central American country's culture. People here have long treasured this colorful amphibian, considering it a symbol of good luck and prosperity. But today, Panama's frogs are under siege.
About 6 or 7 years when I came here first time, we have to watch our step because there were so many golden frogs around it. We actually have to be careful because we didn't want to step on the frog. And now, when we only have seen one frog in probably 30 minutes.
This is an old
So
video
what's
too.
happening?
He won't see
It seems
frogs
there's a
if you weren't
dangerous
walking again.
predator on the prowl, in the form of a naturally occurring fungus called chytrid, and it's spreading like a black plague over this majestic land, killing almost every species of frog in its path.
Eventually, it steals the cells from the skin of the frogs. So after a while, the frog will try to get rid of the chytrid by producing more skin, which causes that the skin of the
Yeah.
frog
When they're
gets
dead,
thicker.
I should have
And
told you
then
this. When they're
because
dead,
of that, the
they're
frogs breathe through the skin.
unaffected.
Then eventually the frogs will die
It
of
is alive?
suffocation.
Well, then he better wash his hands. Because it said that one frog can kill up
In
to
an
10
effort to
people.
save this treasured species,
Maybe they have
Houston
like
Zoo has put Panamanian biologist Eduardo Griffith to work.
Maybe
He and his
that,
team
yeah.
are rounding up
that's
every
probably
frog
it.
they can find in the Avalle region of Panama.
Oh, maybe he's not scared to die either. Because everywhere it said that these kill people.
The frogs have taken up residence at the Hotel Campestre. In 2 rented rooms, the researchers have converted into labs.
I talked with the owner and the manager of a Hotel Campestre, and I don't think that they had an idea of what was actually going to happen at those hotel rooms, because 2 of those hotel rooms we changed it. We took all the beds out and all the furniture for the hotel, and we put just a lot of shelving and a lot of critter keepers.
The disease can be successfully treated,
Oh, that's not
but
here. Look how little them are. I don't care how little the frog is. That's not doing what it needs to. They love freshwater streams. They like being able to move. No, like that's not good enough for them. So a lot of them probably died there.
So, you know, these guys are wearing gloves.
That one guy just probably doesn't like his life or something because you're really not supposed to touch him. I swear it said that in my research.
only if it's caught in the early stages, and the frogs can never return to the wild. The race to save what's left of them can only be described as an organized panic, since some 120 of Central America's amphibian species are believed to have gone extinct because of the fungus since 1980.
That's a cool shirt.
Once they get to a hotel room, they goes into the quarantine section. Then we put them in a clean room, and in that room we have to keep taking care of them.
Keeping this many frogs alive also requires a steady supply of live insects.
Yeah.
And one bug is not as good as the next to these amphibians' appetites. The golden frogs prefer termites by day, while other species enjoy various sizes of crickets by night.
While they're talking about food here, I should say The golden frogs eat a lot of insects, and the more types of species of insects they eat, the more poisonous they get, which is kind of cool, I guess. But yeah, I want to tell you that while they're talking about food.
And we collect about 300 to 400 crickets every night.
That's got to be a hard
And
job.
they goes from half an inch to probably 4 or 5 inches.
The whole process takes up to 6 hours each night, from collecting to going back to the hotel to feed more than 250 hungry inhabitants.
I mean, when you grab them, immediately they will try to bite you. So we use a glove for that, but just to kind of feel more safe. It's crazy, yes, it's crazy. I got 80 now, so
That's
I just
a
need
lot,
20
Chris.
more to get my quota.
It's like a cow.
Space is limited, so a new artificial home is being constructed at the nearby El Nispero Zoo. Researchers have high hopes for breeding the frogs and releasing them back to the wild, but not until...
Breeding the frogs is very, very hard. And the first zoo that was able to do it was the Maryland Zoo. And thank God that they did it, and they were nice enough to share their secrets of breeding frogs with other zoos, because since then a lot of other frogs have been breeded, and Panamanian gold frogs can keep being breeded because they figured out how to do it. But at first it was just not working. They tried and tried, but there's something about either they believed that either it was the environment, it was not their home, and they weren't comfortable doing it, or something. It was something with the environment, or that just wasn't. It wasn't because they were trying to do it. They pick their own mates. They do their own thing, and these people were trying to pick and rush them. You know, that's kind of, you know, you don't want to do it with people that people pick for you. You know. So they just couldn't do it for a long time, and somehow Maryland did it, and they gave it to everybody else. And now because of them, a lot of golden frogs are coming back, but we still can't release them to the wild, so they're still just barely hanging on because they can't get back to where they need to be.
A solution to the chytrid problem is found.
One of my goals is to have a very good, successful breeding program, hoping that we can figure out a way how to create resistance or to fight the fungus in the wild.
Unfortunately, even if the researchers find a way to reduce or even eliminate the threat of chytrid, the golden frog and other species will still have to survive other foes.
Once the illegal collectors find out that a stream like this one has frogs, they'll come basically every week. It's a very illegal thing that people keep doing even when chytrid is killing the frogs. And then another reason why they are not that abundant is habitat loss. I mean, they're getting attacked from every side, from the top, from the bottom, from the water.
He's pretty much telling you everything I told you. He's showing you the deforestation. He's showing you that they're dying because people are, yeah, I want a frog, I'm gonna go get one. And then they get one, and then that just takes away more from the population. And I'm sure when they have one frog, they don't just stop at one. Then they want more so they can mate them and probably sell them. It's just an illegal pet trade that just keeps going on and on and on. And they are pretty cool frogs, so they're high up there in the illegal pet trade. But he is showing you everything that I pretty much just covered.
And the chytrid just came to finish that.
It may be a long time before the forest is safe for golden frogs. But with the conservation efforts of the Houston Zoo and biologists like Edgardo Griffin, the last of Panama's amphibians may still have a fighting chance.
Sponsored by
Okay, got it. So, I mean, they do have a fighting chance. They still have no way to get kindred gone. It just keeps spreading and spreading and spreading. But at least they can make it in places like zoos and stuff. But even that's not doing it. So they are still researching how to get rid of that or how to find a new place for the Panamanian frog. But obviously Panama is its home. That's where it belongs. That's where it's best suited. But they are trying new places, new experiments just to try to help them in any way that they possibly can. How do you get out of this? down here somewhere. I just can't see over there. Okay, does anybody have any questions? I did a lot of research on this, so I know.
They said that it came over from like a frog that they transferred because of pregnancy tests. How did they use like the frog?
I don't know about the pregnancy test thing, but I know that they brought him over, and I guess what they did was use some of the stuff on its skin. I guess frog's skin are really good because everyone's testing frog's skin, and like this one, it's poison. I don't know exactly how it helps with pregnancy tests, but it's something in the skin because I did try to look that up. Anybody else?
Do you know any more about those snakes that eat them?
I guess there's a species of them, and there's a few different types of them, but I don't really know anything about. I just know that they don't get affected by poison, so they're not scared by their bright colors. But they are cool. They do the little hand wave. They're super cool. But I probably wouldn't want them as a pet. But they haven't released any into the wild. They're not even trying it. They just want to make sure the disease is gone. They can find it. They can test for the disease in the waters that they live by and some of the plants that they live by because they soak up water, obviously. We all know photosynthesis. But it's still taking over all of their area, so they're just staying in zoos. A lot of zoos, it's weird that they're saying they're endangered and stuff because almost every zoo has at least 1 or 2 golden frogs. But, I mean, 1 or 2 compared to a whole species. I mean, I know there's a lot of zoos, but there's not a lot of frogs. But at least zoos still have them, but they are still slowly going away just because zoos can't maintain what they need. Anybody else? No, we're good? Okay, I'm good.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much.